Hey guys, Steven here from Muffin on Ribs, and today we're going to be talking about what's going through everybody's minds right now. Oh my god, what do I make? I got 18 holiday parties in the next 3 days, and I am tired of making the same thing. And I know what you're thinking. Steven, what are you going to show me that's going to change what I'm making for the next 300 holiday parties in the next 2 days? I know, numbers changed. Today we're going to look at a deviled eggs recipe. Yes, deviled eggs. I know something you've all made probably 1,000 times in the past 2 weeks and 8 million times the last 2 years. All those holiday parties we're going to. But this is something that I made for the first time a few weeks ago, and it was amazing. It's changed the way I've looked at deviled eggs. Now this recipe is based off something I've read in a wonderful book. Hold on. This book here, South by Sean Brock. It is a wonderful cookbook and made by quite possibly one of the best southern food chefs in the country. Some of you may have heard of him through a Netflix series called Chef's Table. He is on season 6. He is also the founding chef at Husk. He is no longer part of that restaurant. He is actually creating a new restaurant and trying to reinvent the way restaurants are ran. I will have a link in the description down below so you can pick up the wonderful cookbook South. Again, South by Sean Brock. I do recommend this cookbook. Everything in there is pretty customizable recipe wise, so if you can't find something that he does have listed in there, go ahead, change it out with something else. Or maybe if you're not into spicy foods, you can remove the spice from the recipes and add something different to it. These deviled eggs are actually pretty easy to make. You're just going to need a few items for the deviled eggs, which I will have in the description down below as well. You're going to need a little bit of hot sauce. You're going to need Duke's mayonnaise. You're going to obviously need eggs. And you're going to need mustard as well. And a Ziploc plastic bag, which I'll be showing you why you do need that. So let's go ahead and get to making these amazing deviled eggs. So I kind of missed a few items from what you're going to need, so I'm going to go through it again one more time for you. First, you're going to need 6 eggs here. We are going to hard boil those. You're going to need some bread and butter pickles, sweet paprika. I'm using Frank's Red Hot sauce, Duke's mayonnaise. That is a requirement. It has to be Duke's because Duke's is the best. And then some type of yellow mustard that you see there. So first things you're going to want to do is get those eggs hard boiled. What I like to do is put a pinprick hole into the bottom fat end of the egg and then put it in the boiling hot water with some salt to help peel the shell off. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, these eggs are done being hard boiled. I've already went ahead and peeled the eggs as well. So we just got the egg without the shell off. Next thing you want to do is actually cut the eggs in half so that you can expose the yolks. I got a bowl here, I got my plate here. I'm actually gonna do this because you'll see why here in a second. And then we're just gonna cut this egg in half. And then once you got the 2 eggs in half, you're gonna go ahead and get this yellow stuff, the yolk, out of the egg try and do your best to not destroy the white stuff around it, because you need that to put the deviled egg mixture into this. And just you're going to do that for the rest of these eggs that you have. And remember, you need to keep the white stuff and you want the yolk as well separated. That way you can make your mixture. So I'm going to finish cutting these up and digging the yolks out, and then I'll get back to what we're going to do next. Now I got the yolks separated from the whites. I have the white stuff on the plate over here. And then what I'm going to do next is take a tablespoon of the Duke's mayo and a tablespoon of the yellow mustard, and we're going to put it into the yolks and then mash it all up. Now with the Duke's mayo and the mustard, I'm saying tablespoon, but do it to taste. So once you get all mashed up, take a little tiny taste, make sure it's good to what you like, and then start adding the other ingredients, and monitor the flavoring that you're having, so you can adjust by adding more mayo, more mustard, because we do got some more stuff other than your basic mayo and mustard going into the yolks. Just remember that. So we're going to go ahead and get this mayo in here, and then we're going to add the mustard. Fork would help. Scoop it out, get it all in there. A spoon would probably be easier, but you are definitely going to need the fork to mash everything up. And I like to keep things simple and use a little less dishes because it's easier for cleanup. And that's about good. And then add the mustard, which is easier. And then, like I said, just go ahead and start mashing this up and mixing it together. Make sure it mixes up pretty well, because you don't want like one spot where it's all mustard and then one spot's all mayo and some of it's just pure yolk, so it didn't mix well. Now most deviled egg recipes would have you stop here, scoop the yolk mixture into the eggs and serve it as is. But no, we need to spice this up because you're tired of serving the same old deviled eggs. So let's go ahead and get the other ingredients I told you to get earlier. I already pre-diced and measured out the pickles, which you can see somewhere here, right there. And then we are going to mix this in, and this is bread and butter pickles again. I diced this up from Spears, and you need about 2.5 tablespoons of this, or a little bit more, a little bit less, depending what you like. I'm using about 3 tablespoons because I prefer the a little bit more pickles. Then once you add the pickles, go ahead and mix that up a little bit. Now comes from the interesting part. We are going to take the brine out of the bread and butter pickles jar. You need about 1.5 teaspoons. Let's see here, teaspoon. I'm going to, because I don't feel like digging out the half. Bang. And then you're going to mix it all up again. And as you continue to mix, continue to mash it down. Mix it up pretty well because you're looking for that smooth texture. And as you keep adding and mashing, it will start changing texture. For the last ingredient I'm adding, it's a little of the Frank's Red Hot sauce. I'm doing a teaspoon. It tastes really great with just a teaspoon. I suggest doing a teaspoon if you're making this for a bunch of people. I myself like spicy foods. My wife hates spicy food. She won't touch it. She won't eat it, even if it smells spicy. I made this for her, and with the 1 teaspoon of Frank's Red Hot sauce. She even tastes the heat in it, but it added additional flavor profile to it from the cayenne pepper that they use in the Frank's Red Hot sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in there. Guys, when you're adding this in there, I already pre-shook this bottle. Pre-shake it. Pre-shake everything. That way anything is separated or has settled to the bottom, it gets mixed back in together. That way you're not getting a little bit of this or a little bit of that, or too much black pepper, not enough salt. So just shake the bottles. And then you're just going to go ahead and mix this up more. Good. Oh yeah, that's really good right there. Now, for sanitation purposes, I do want to mention that I myself am only eating from this. If you are making this for a group of people, do not put your fork or spoon or whatever you are tasting back into the bowl and reusing it. Grab a new fork or spoon, because you don't want to be passing around your germs to everybody else. And it's just sanitary reasons as well. So I know I'm tasting and putting back in. Do as I say, not as I do in this case, because again, I am making this for myself and my wife, and that's it. And there's only us two are only ones eating this. So again, if you're making this for a group of people and you taste it, put it away and grab a new spoon or fork to mix around and taste. This is really good. I do prefer a little bit creamier, so I am going to add a tiny bit more of the Duke's mayo. That's it. The bottle's almost done. And adding the mayo, as I just did, it's from me constantly tasting and knowing exactly where it's at throughout the whole process. I didn't add it till the end because I wanted to make sure that it mixed well. And adding other stuff would change it. That's pretty well mixed. And if you can tell from the consistency how it's changed, like I said it would, it's gone from like that rough yolk consistency, dry, to almost this smooth. As I pan it out, you can see it's just smoothing out so easily. I'm not even putting pressure, I'm just gliding. That's just amazing and beautiful. And that's it right there. I'm not going to add anything else. That's it right there. So I'm done with getting this all created. Now you are going to need one last item I haven't pointed out yet. And you're probably looking at everything wondering, how are you going to get this into the eggshell? And I got a little trick here for you. Let me just grab what I need. You're going to need scissors and a Ziploc plastic bag. And what we're going to do is take this, put it in here, and then cut a corner and then pipe it out into the eggshells. Zip this closed and just pick any corner at the bottom. It doesn't really matter which corner you're going to use, and just snip a little bit off, and then just start with your eggs. I know some of these don't look the best. They kind of got torn apart. Like I said, be careful when you're taking the yolks out. That's going to happen. Don't worry, it's actually in your benefit. I like to call those the chef's personal ones, because obviously you want your food looking delicious when you're serving it to guests. So you eat those, and all the pretty looking ones go to the your guests, friends, coworkers, whatever you're making this for. So then you're gonna just basically make your piping for it and just squeeze it in there. So they're all filled. Then you're just gonna add on, like, take a look around different ones, see if some don't have as much as the others, and just add to them. Just like that, it's done. Then you got these beautiful deviled eggs that you just made, and it's going to blow people's minds here. I did forget to mention something. A sweet paprika. What you're going to do with this is you are going to sprinkle this on top of the deviled eggs right before you serve them. So just go through. And now they are finished. Now I'm gonna go eat these. Alrighty guys, now we're back in here. My wife and I finished up those deviled eggs. Amazingly delicious. You got the bread and butter pickles. It had that nice crunch from the pickles that were diced up inside the eggs. Got a little spice but not heat, so anybody in your party that doesn't like heat can enjoy it as well and enjoy some spice to it. Again, the basis of this recipe came from the amazing chef Sean Brock in his book South. I will have a link in the description down below, so you can definitely check it out, pick it up if you want to as well. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday parties. I know we're in the midst of them all, and you are probably struggling with appetizers and food, so hopefully this helps you out. If you have any additional recipes that may help somebody out trying to figure something out for a holiday party, put it in a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a like and hit that thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button so you can check out more of my videos when I post them. Until next time, see ya.